250 or 248 cards in the set.
There's... is that counting, like, Forge Wolf?
I think
That just appeared in
I think
here?
the 250 counts Forge Wolf and Cloud Snake Drake.
I still really love the art on Cloud Snake.
Cloud Snake Serpent? It's Cloud Serpent
Yeah.
Snake. Cloud... It's a cloud, and it's wiggly.
And it's a snake.
It is either a serpent or a snake.
It's Cloud Snack Snaker.
Cloud Snack Snake.
The Cloud Snack Snake. How does it taste?
First up is Colt Aspirant. A 1 power 1/1 in time. Overwhelm.
Nice.
1 strength unit with Overwhelm. That says when you gain a heart, Colt Aspirant gets +1/+1.
So this is a interesting. It's slow momentum on this thing, but momentum all the same. You
Yeah.
can keep getting the trigger. This guy can get out of hand.
Well, just one trigger means that you're above cost.
Yeah,
Like your 1 mana 2/2.
that's what makes this kind of interesting. I mean, apart from that, it's sort of like a... But no, this compares favorably to Oni Ronin, so holy shit.
That said, it's an aggressive card in like Life Force is not really an aggressive keyword. Like one of the only one of the better ways to get this to trigger every turn is to play a 1/2 that has Empower gain a life.
Yeah. Oh, it
Like
is.
that
It is
in
probably
your
worth
aggro deck.
mentioning that it cares about the act of you gaining life, not the amount of life that you gain.
Yeah. Otherwise, you play this and then you play Waters of the Echo Waters of Life, and your opponent dies to 7 damage. Like,
Yeah.
no.
Oh, that would kind of rule. I think that Cult Aspirant, frankly, exists to make Sword of the First Dragon better, or whatever the hell that thing is.
That's
Talon
usually
of the
first, whatever it's called.
Sword,
Summon
Tooth, or
1-drops.
Talon of some dragon of some number that
in
creates
fire-
4 1-drops.
In Fire, you're never gaining any life, so it's just like a 1 mana 1/1 with Overwhelm.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think that if you're playing that weapon, you're just in fire, though.
Yeah, I've seen it in Praxis the most, I think.
Well, nevertheless, this card is just good.
Let's note that a lot of Life Force cards trigger at your end step. This one just
This is
trigger
just
whenever.
happens.
Also,
That's kind of nice.
some Life Force cards care about the amount of life, some cards do not.
Basically, Life Force is this game's first fake magic keyword.
Yeah.
The italics keywords. I hate those. I hate them.
It
The
is
word
kind of a
the word
grumpus.
Life Force- The word Life Force has no meaning.
Yeah. Warp is always warp. Warp means warp.
All right.
Warcry can have a number.
What does envelop mean?
Envelop means teleport, but only for an attacking creature. Attacking enemy unit.
You can't even save your own guy with this thing.
So
Nope.
It's what the
But
art
I think
looks
this is-
like, honestly.
This is fine.
Yeah, it
This
looks
is
like a
graveyarded
rescue.
art. Like
Is it?
this, yeah.
Oh.
This used to belong to a beta card. Wait, are we still in beta? No, this was patch 1.2, so we have to be in like full release at this
Yeah.
point. But this used to be a card that was like an X spell that just gained you double X life or something.
Oh, Forbidden Healing.
Yeah,
like,
it was something like that.
yeah.
But anyway,
Scream of Life
so you
or
could
whatever.
you could gain like 10,000 life. It was really stupid. This is, I mean, so graveyarded art aside, it's functional. It's not exciting. I think I would pick it about the same as I would pick teleport.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
rather good if your opponent has committed a weapon or if you're making blocks and they try to commit a trick, but that's about it.
No, I think as soon as you release a patch that's called 1 point whatever, you can't be in beta anymore. I think that's
Agreed.
how that works.
I
that how that
tend
works?
to agree, but programmers.
Okay,
have
I'm gonna
better
ask a
attitude
programmer
towards
really quick.
this. Yeah.
So, wife, programmer, my lurv, is there, okay, no, that's not the wrong way to phrase that. So if a piece of software releases a version 1 point whatever, can it possibly still be in beta? Oh, this is a big question, actually. Oh, God, okay, it's a huge question. I'm sorry. You don't...
what
Okay.
I, I can point to an example I can remember about this.
Huh?
Oh, I
What's your
see.
example?
It's a silly, stupid example, but it is Minecraft, which was in beta at its 1.6 patch, and then released out of beta to 1.0 to just like it was just like and now 1.0 is back again. Like
Basically,
Oh, wow.
version numbering is the fakest thing ever.
So yeah, I got a kind of either way answer from the programmer. So it's like possible to, but kind of weird to release something as 1 point whatever and still call it beta. But apparently you can. Anyway, we were hardly talking about Envelop that entire time. Here's Book Robot.
book detected.
Yo, it took
robot
me
will
a
find you the
long
perfect
time to
book.
realize this guy had flying.
Yeah,
This
this guy
card's
is
very
flying.
good.
They call
I
him
like
an
this
engine,
guy.
but I'm not convinced.
I like this thing a lot, even though all this thing ever does is like block. An 03 blocks a lot. It's an 03 flyer for one that scries one.
I don't know. He draws you closer to your Xenon obelisk.
There,
That could be
So,
really fucking good.
I played him. I played him in a draft yesterday, and basically the entirety of that draft, this helpful robot found me the right power I needed. It found me. It blocked a bunch of 2-power flyers. It just sat around looking cute. It found me a book. Like, this was such a good robot.
I did the same thing, and it was kind of underwhelming. But my deck was also bad, so I don't really know if that's like it would be.
Well, I mean, he
don't
can't
know.
find you the good cards if your deck doesn't contain any.
That's well, my deck did have good cards. It just also
kinda
had lots of bad cards. This thing,
Okay.
he's
There-
okay.
I
He's
think
a turtle
he's-
card.
I think he's good.
I love him.
Turtle cards, they're okay.
And then we have a legendary, whoa, Wandering Wisp. It's
Oh my
one
God.
power, 1/1.
What is
But
this?
if you have 5 time influence, then it gets +1/+1 for each card in your hand at the start of your turn. Every turn.
Armored
Huge.
Ascension or whatever. Not Armored Ascension, Empyrean Armor. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Only
but that's
6.
permanent. Yeah.
Mhm.
Holy crap.
This
thing
is
is,
like the definition of cheap beef.
Yeah. One
No
thing
scoop
I'm
mob?
here's one thing I'm interested in. When you have your Champion of Chaos in your hand, but you have the power requirement for it, like it shows the boosted power and toughness. Champion of Feln doesn't pump your team when it's in your hand because whatever, but maybe they could make this card exciting. I don't know. I don't know what to think about this guy. This is a 1/1/1/1 you don't play until at least turn 5.
Well, I think Mono Time just got another power card.
Yeah. Also, like, this is, again, like, I will continue to make Magic references because this is very close to Scoot Mob in my mind.
Scoot Mob. I
Yeah.
just wanted to say Scoot Mob.
Not
Yeah,
only
yeah.
that, being 1 power means you can pull him back with the what's it guy, the 3/1.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just
Also-
like, oh, it's a gigantic thing.
Also,
okay.
being 1 power means
Got it back.
there's a card later that tutors it.
Oh my god. Okay.
Also, if it does die, it probably stays huge, and then
God,
it
there's
begins
again, this is like an ultimate ability that just keeps going. Oh, that's
Yep.
gross.
silence this minion if you're in silence.
Yeah, seriously. What
Yep.
the heck? Or like kill it with your Vara's favor before anything happens. So it's kind of a big ask and kind of demands mono time or pretty close to it, but that's still possible. Next we have Forgotten Find, which is a rare. It says play 2 power from your void depleted.
They're really wanting you to play Sporefolk, is what these are a couple
Yeah, I
cards
guess.
from this set have told you.
I kind of like this more with Whispering Wind.
Either or, like,
No, it
If
is
you're ever
it is a
discarding
ramp
power.
spell. Like you could get ahead on like power in,
This is
in
also-
your turn. I don't think you're ever
lot of-
casting this on 2, but
probably
like
not.
I don't understand how you could.
It's interesting. It's basically card advantage. It's work around. You have to work for it.
See, I would like this more if somehow Seek Power was a power card itself and not a spell. You
What
know,
you're saying
like
is you wish there were fetch lands in this
yeah,
game.
there can't be. They won't make them
Right.
because like that's not how
So-
their game is designed.
Talking about this one as well, this is something we kind of brought up with I brought up with the Phoenix. This is something that fits in a number of different directions. We said, like, okay, Sporefolk and Xenon kind of wants to be heavy power, or Elysian with ways to loot to make it work, or like if you're doing this in Cambrai, I don't know how like you're getting the power in the yard, but you'd want that for like double in power, something like that.
Ah, well, you're getting into the yard by overdrawing. You have your Vodafone combo going on, and then you just discard a bunch of cards because of like draw card triggers, and it can't put more than 12 cards in your hand. So then, then you can play this and start the train going again.
So look how buff this old dude is. He's like a Salvador Dali looking asshole, and he's got these huge guns.
Look at that! Oh my god!
He's been finding a lot of very heavy treasure, I guess.
He's
Like-
been lifting a lot of melty clocks.
Jack would look at that and be like, "Whoa!"
Damn, dude. Anyway, he has not forgotten Arm Day, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So,
Oasis
Oasis
Seeker.
Seeker.
This thing's good.
Bloodfen Raptor, and then gain 1 life.
I thought for sure this was going to be 3 costing 3/2, and I looked at the card like bottom up, and I was like, oh, like the
So, like,
ability.
I guess, how many things like this do they have to print before we admit that Argentport normal guy is good?
I play Argentport normal guy in limited.
That's true.
I
Like
won't
that,
play
I mean, that guy
Constructed,
is never in question. I don't think this can really fit in Constructed. He's just sort of an upgrade to that guy
This-
in Limited.
This can only fit in Life Force.
Yeah, if you curve this with the 1-drop,
I don't think you really
it's
want
actually
like
impressive.
I don't think you necessarily want this guy with Life Force in Constructed, because like you'd
If
much
they're-
rather have just a lifesteal unit, right?
Yeah.
Because he has
Yeah.
to attack to do it anyway.
If there is some kind of like aggressive life force deck, then maybe this guy can go into it. But I don't know if he would go into it, or the 2-mana 2/2 lifelink would.
Right.
You play
But I
both.
mean, I don't think Life Force is necessarily bad in draft, but I think that if you are in draft, you're already playing this guy whether you have Life Force or not.
Yeah, you're not.
So it's
you're,
not-
yeah, you're
yeah.
you're picking this guy later than other uncommons, but you're still playing him.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
okay. Yeah, that's Oasis Seeker. He found it.
You found the oasis.
You could tell.
He's filling all his satchels and gem rolls up with water.
We gotta fill these gem rolls.
He does have multiple gem rolls. Okay. Next up is what the hell is this Sand Viper?
Yeah, gonna bite you.
God, this is illustrated by someone who has like only seen
They've seen the film Tremors.
anatomical manuals of snakes, but never seen an actual snake. So they see like the tooth formation at a time, and it's like, oh yeah, I guess they have them all over.
It really looks like the tentacles from the
The-
monsters
the-
in Tremors.
Yeah,
Oh,
Tremors,
Lord.
I can see that.
Okay, fine. So we get a Sporefolk that's deadly, and can get slightly larger on Ultimate.
This, I like this card a lot in draft. Again, well, this is something that in draft, like you play it, it is a like they won't attack because they don't want to lose their creature, and then later you get to make it big enough so that it just eats the creature rather than dying to it.
It can maybe be a clock when you attack for 3.
Yeah, I guess
Make it-
Sand
It's,
Viper.
he's decent.
Oh, he's good. Like, you play this and you rope off multiple units, and they can't even get out of the way with a snowball like they can with the Dire Fang Spider.
Yep,
It's also a vermin.
It is a vermin,
vermin.
in case
Oh.
that ever comes up. But he's
Oh boy.
fine. Good little snake.
I don't know if we can. All right, so can we avoid talking about the card while looking at this one?
Song.
We can... I think if we either play Darude or mention that which will not be named, then yes, we will get some kind of Jeopardy slap, or I will have bits thrown at me or something.
Let's just call him Samwise Gamgee or something. Samwise Gamgee.
He's featured in the art of this card. How can I not talk about it? Anyway, units can't fly this turn. Draw a card. That's cute.
This is an interesting card. This has no business being a uncommon.
Well, probably because they don't want this kind of effect happening all the time.
Yeah. This is a card that in limited is just going to be a gigantic blowout because your opponent's like, aha, evasive creature. My serpent trainer comes in and dies. Like,
then you hear the techno horns pop up and you're like, what is that? Oh, shit!
Oh no, one of my many 4-mana 2/2 flyers has died.
Yeah. So yeah, like one of in your limited deck, A+.
I'll play like 5 of this.
I don't think I would.
It draws a card. It draws a card.
It
draws a card.
You're so happy about the little literal text draw a card, but I can't get you interested in warp. What the hell is this? It's back to what I was saying about charge, how they like don't want any charge card to be good, and somehow just missed that they had made Soulfire Drake.
Yeah. I don't know what this card does.
Is charge a... Like, I know Accelerate was a thing in time, 1 card, but I guess do they want to make sure that we know that charge is a mechanic in this?
They want to make sure that not just fire cards
it explores,
have it,
but very quickly.
Fire and like 2 cards in Feln have it.
Does she just read very quick? Is that...
The speed reader. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay. They should have called her that. Call her speed reader.
Oh, speed... Oh.
Would have been better.
You can read the scroll in 30 seconds.
I would not hate playing this in limited.
I was forced to, and it was very bad.
Okay. See, but, okay, you're right. The Minotaur does have Warcry. That's like the better version of this. Okay, next up, Xenon Initiation.
Thunderbolt Knife.
This is an upgrade to a card I already play and constructed.
Like,
so
Predator's Instinct plus a Ceremonial Dagger.
This is a 2-mana Hunt the Weak.
Yeah.
Seems pretty good.
Quite powerful.
Yeah, no, I didn't think that Xenon Killers needed like more killer, but hey.
What if your 3-mana 4/1 triggered its other friends when it came back into play?
Right, like now it's a 5/2.
That's kind of disgusting. This card is unsafe at any speed. Like you can put it in the Xenon Killers deck and constructed. You can like mainline it in limited because it's just plain old good removal.
One of the problems with Predatory Instinct in limited was a lot of the times you'd have comparable bodies. You know?
Yeah. Like 1/1 can push you over the edge. Can make up for your opponent's unit being Warcried. Can make up for you not having a weapon.
Again, it's like Hunt the Weak, a card we all love.
It's A-okay. Can put your Sand Viper in toughness range. Anyway. Next up is Amber Ring.
Mm-hmm.
That's still not exactly what Amber looks like, really, but
Become the paladin.
a relic.
This is a mobilization, is what I think of this card.
Yeah, it's either that or the paladin hero power from Hearthstone. It makes explorers.
Yep.
That's
Which
maybe
does
relevant.
matter.
Yeah, there's like a card that cares about explorers, sort of.
Yep.
This is constant.
This is
pressure.
okay. This is again like you could have the relics only deck and just have creatures, I guess. I'm sure there's some drawback to that I'm not seeing.
This one,
maybe because units are good.
As we've seen that this is the sort of the beginnings of a cycle, and you mentioned that. But this one is one that might be a little more workable because time is the color of having ramp, and can afford to pay that 3 on top of things.
And the color of
that's
Team
true.
Pump. One hand washes the other.
Yeah, Amber Ring's drawback is the 12 creature limit.
Yeah.
Also, this feels more like something I'd want to be playing in draft, but I don't know if that's worth it in like a constructed scenario. You'd have to construct a very specific scenario for me to want this.
Yeah, there are cheaper ways to just have guys around to do stuff with. Like, just play Ephemeral Wisp and you're good.
All right.
Speaking of extra power,
So next up is Avarax Familiar.
It's Dino.
It is a dinosaur. Oh, Ty. Hey, there is a card that cares about explorers. I don't think it's like a fully tribal thing. We'll get to that.
Yep.
Flying Warp +1 maximum power. You know what I really hate about these guys? The whole like plus maximum power or whatever. Because you have, I can't remember the name, but it's the 1 power 1/1
Initiative Sand.
Sand.
Initiate of Sands. Oh, that's why I can't remember. It has sand in the name. Damn it. They die. that's what I hate about this. It's like it's kind of
They die so easy.
in Magic the Gathering, when you have the little guys who like tap to add mana, it feels more like an exchange. You know, you've done the thing. You've tapped them for mana. You've gotten it out of it. Okay, I've used the unit, so you don't feel bad if they die afterward. But in this, it jiggles some numbers around on the screen, and it feels really different. You know?
One thing I will say, sort of in regards to that, is I really like the templating +1 maximum power compared to. I remember how Hex templates that and how unreadable.
Oh my god! It's like the Hex templating was something like one shot bracket number /0 other bracket. It's like, what the hell is this doing?
Yeah.
God, that took. It wasn't even like you gain. It was just like, hold on, let me see if I can type it out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna type you out the thing. Let's see.
Like it was. Like I don't even think we've talked about the power of the card we're looking at.
Nope. What's going on about other
done.
things?
We're done with a
Okay.
Familiar.
I think it's really good. Normally I don't like the plus power guys, and 3 for a 1/1 that does that. I don't really like 3 mana 1/1s, even though they keep cramming more of them into the game. But they've sort of decided that
flyer is like a thing they like.
Yeah. Like they've sort of decided that 3 mana 1/1s can have 3 words. So like this one has flying, warp, and an extra, and so that's sort of safe from their perspective as a design. And I think that's sort of what he embodies. He's not incredible, but his illustration is pretty incredible. Look at this dinosaur.
I like.
Hell
I like
yes.
that.
I guess this thing's good to pull off the top of your deck if it's turn 2 and you've already played your initiate. So it's like you just play this on 2 and go up to 5.
Again, though, that's a very like.
That's an edger case.
Yeah, you're being cheap though means you're more likely to at least be able to warp it.
Unless it gets your Xenon Obelisk closer to 8.
Having a Monodoric who flies gives him more of a purpose in life. Way too many times I've had Initiated to the Sand just sticking around not doing anything. And so,
honestly, this is a card that I think is just gonna. Hey, look, play this with Xenon Obelisk, and that's a 5/5.
Yeah.
Good job.
Next up is Disciplined Amanera. I swear I didn't have any of the most mimosas this morning. 3 mana 2/2. When you gain a heart, it doesn't matter how many hearts. When you gain heart, when you start playing heart as your music,
Becoming hardened.
When you get a heart container and gain a heart.
So I think in the abstract, it's easier to gain life multiple times a turn than it is to play multiple power in a turn. So if you were comparing this guy to Awakened Student, it kind of like has more potential there, but it also has less because playing power is a more regular thing in the abstract than gaining life.
Yeah.
So I think it kind of has that comparison. Just really solid common. Holy crap! I didn't realize this was common.
Yeah, you have to gain life once for this thing to be mediocre. Like 3 mana 3/3, I think is like solidly mediocre. So you have to gain life twice for this thing to be good. But if you can do that, then you've got like a 4/4, and it's cool.
Yeah. Well,
Also, this is a Diablo 3 monk.
That is definitely a Diablo 3 monk. Also, the moon in the background. That's nice. Daytime moon featured in card art. It's
Should
pretty
be bells exploding out of this woman.
Yeah.
good.
Dum.
No, that's when she levels up a little bit more.
Wait.
What?
Check out the creature type, the type line on her.
What, Mystic?
Mystic.
She should have like 12 allies just hanging out.
Yeah. Where's the Mystic ally at?
Oh, Lord. So, next up is Evelina, who has searched the valley, presumably for this sick skull, and is really smugly satisfied about it. What the heck, Evelina?
I'd be super happy if I found the dig. Like, you've been in the sands for You've been in the sands for weeks trying to find this skull, and you find it.
Like,
guess.
man, I am going to sell this dinosaur skull to some dinosaurs, and then I'm going to buy some more purple hair dye and get some more layers.
I guess she's a good card in that you can sing her name to the tune of Mamma Mia, and then that'll work, I guess.
Yeah.
But when you play an explorer, dinosaurs in your hand get +1/+1. This reads really bizarrely. What the hell?
It's tribal, but for 2 tribes.
Yeah, it's
Right.
tribal for our
The
Sauropod
Explorer
Wrangler
dinosaur
and the 3 mana 2/3/4 power creatures get +2/+2 in your hand. Are those explorers? Because those already get played in dinos.
I think so. Hold on.
I'm-
We can learn. If I just turn this back on and accept, and then we're talking about a 2. Sauropod Wrangler is an explorer, and what was the other one? Ageless Mentor.
That is a mystic.
I mean, Ageless Mentor is just good, so
Yes.
we don't need tribal synergy for that. But anyway. But yeah, the Wrangler is an explorer. They explore the wrangling of sauropods.
It's kind of weird you have to play that opposite curve, like you're 2 after you're 3. But I don't know, maybe there's other explorers worth playing. Like
I
Explorer
would be
Emeritus.
I would be absolutely baffled if this ever triggered. This is just a worse Ageless Mentor.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is just worse than Ageless Mentor.
I guess it procs for things that you've nesting gave a sword or
Like, yeah, so if I assemble the combo of Evelina and Amber Ring and a handful of dinosaurs and 1,000,000 mana, then I can have slightly larger dinosaurs.
You can also have
1,000,000 mana.
Power! Yeah, damn it! God, it's because you guys are around. That's what I'm gonna say.
I try.
I'm so good about that usually. I
I'm
hate
wearing
myself
on
for it. I'm
on
trying to like extract magic from my life, and I'm using this game to replace it. But no, it's reinforcing.
I can't help you.
You're extracting
no,
magic from your
well,
life
we
and
were doing that
replacing it
cube
with magic
earlier
light.
this week.
See, I can help you, but also I'll name the factions right.
No.
But
You
I'll
are
also compare the
like the
matchup.
eucalyptus of this. You are the sustenance and the poison. Also, koalas have a messed up existence. You should read about it sometime. Shepherd's Horn, more relics for the relic deck. Cards with Overwhelm cost 1 less? What? When you play a... What in the world?
This is a tribal card for a tribe you didn't know you could do.
So what overwhelm cards are you excited to play, Kaz?
I mean, Copper Conduit? I like Copper Conduit.
That doesn't work with this.
It doesn't.
No.
You gain the life, but you don't.
It won't. It won't.
Reduction.
Its cards
How
will
about-
not.
how about-
Its power will
How
not
about
change.
this on 3 and Cerso on 4?
Who the hell is Cersei? Oh, whoa! The Pigman.
Big boy.
Yeah.
So
This card sucks.
he's big and gains you life. Like, I'm trying to think of how this would be worth the card, right? So if you have a deck of nothing but overwhelm creatures, then this is just a permanent power gain, which is kind of neat.
Yep.
Also,
And
I
lifeline.
guess means you can play this with Cult Aspirant, and then yeah, it sort of reinforces that. Oh, wait. When you so wait, would that gain the power right away?
I think
Yes.
it would
Like-
gain the strength and health right away.
I think it's down to a timing thing, right? So like,
I think
what
it
does play
should.
mean? I think it should too. That probably works. I'm trying to think of what other overwhelm cards. Okay, no. They're
This would cost 0.
Dawnwalker, right?
Yeah, Dawnwalker's the real one.
So he
that one
like
comes into play all the time.
so Copper Conduit, Dawnwalker, Cult Aspirant, I guess Cerso. I'm trying to think of other playable overwhelm cards at all.
Does
Talir?
Vault Monitor have Overwhelm?
What's Vault Monitor?
It's the Praxis card. It's the
Yes.
comes by
Yeah.
number of guys you have.
Yeah. He does.
Talir has Overwhelm.
Yeah.
Talir.
Okay, so I guess tribal overwhelm could possibly exist, but like tribal overwhelm plus life force is that's weird.
Seraph has Overwhelm.
It's,
Get out of here!
junk-
I want to elbow drop Seraph every time I hear the name. I hate that card so much. God, I want to just play Suffocates in my deck. All of my decks. Can't stand Seraph.
She can
Sorry.
just leave.
Let's move on to more interesting cards, because that one was kind of garbage.
Okay.
Archive Curator.
This is a limited all-star.
Yes.
So for stat juggling and faction and influence swapping on my Valkyrie Enforcer, I can have this.
Mm-hmm.
I guess
think
like
of it-
comparing a common to a rare is not
Look,
correct. Like
let me pose you a common that we can compare this to, and that is the 4 costing 1/5 flyer.
okay, Tower Top Patrol.
Yes, which is something I've definitely played in draft to just kind of stonewall flyers because 3 power is kind of the number there. And this has you lose a toughness and you get the ability to just shut off a flyer.
And of course, there's things like silencing a guy who's been permafrosted or
Yeah.
other things like that. So, silence has a lot of utility.
I guess this card is pretty good. Good common. Cute bird. I guess you're. Wait a minute.
Wait, what are you doing to the bird?
Your name is Archive Curator, but you are a falcon blinded person who's zapping a bird in the face or maybe feeding it a worm made of energy. But anyway, you are outside and not anywhere near an archive because
Also,
there's
how do you
mountains in the
fly?
background.
Is the bird
And-
how we fly?
Now, you fly with your helmet wings.
Wait, is the curator the bird actually, and that woman is just sort of there because?
Yeah, that bird is a mage.
Well, it has wizard powers, unless the wizard. I don't know, man. That's bizarre.
Yeah.
The more questions we answer, the more questions we have to
Yeah.
ask.
The bird is silencing the person.
Mm-hmm. That's why she can't see, because she is silenced. She talks with her eyes. Next up,
Next up, we have
Bolster.
Bolster.
hey, you and your units get health. 2 of it very quickly.
They like that
This-
that trick.
And this is like team-wide trick. This is limited trick.
Yeah.
You know, this is
This sounds like what we used to call a 23rd card.
yes.
Oh, certainly.
Whereas I rather like playing Refresh. Like, I think that's a strong trick, and I'm happy to include it in my deck. I think this is much weaker than that in the
Yeah.
abstract for costing more, doing less to a single unit.
Right. It is team-wide and permanent. But so this
Great, so
certainly
I get
is
to
not
slow the
something
game
that-
down even more.
This is something that we'll basically never see constructed play because Stand Together exists, and that's just like the
Oh,
absolute best version of this that exists in constructed. So this is basically only
Right,
on
that
mode.
will never ever go to.
I guess this gets a little more exciting if you have like the 1-mana 1/1 overwhelm thing or the gray.
You know what would actually make this more
Life
exciting
gain.
is if they got an illustrator who could draw hands, rather than whatever the
Ah.
hell this person is doing to like.
that
Okay,
they-
so because this
that
hand is
person's-
shaded, it's in the background where this is in the foreground, but they're right on top of one another. So either the sword like does this S shape that we're not seeing, or they're actually holding a different. They're holding a dagger that's going into their guts with this hand, and they're holding like the rest of the sword with this hand. I'm gonna stop talking about this
No, listen,
illustration.
it's forced perspective because this person has a very large left hand.
It's like
and
maybe
it's-
the artwork was actually way larger than this, and they decided to like cut it down to the small because it's kind
Maybe-
of simpler.
maybe
looking than
the bar to be a paid fantasy artist is kind of low.
All right, well, let's take a look at another not very exciting card here in Camp Physician, which, you know, we've had a lot of cards that I would say this is the worst warp card, but I think we might have found it.
Okay, so starts life as a 4-mana 2/2.
Man, I guess time is all about the chain between different synergies. So we have the Explorer Dinosaur chain, we have the Overwhelm Life Force chain, and now we have the Warp Life Force chain.
Yeah, like, this is...
Man, what if... Okay. What if this said you or a unit gets health?
Well, then this would be like that one thing.
So Combre Healer? So we
Combre
could
Healer.
compare it to
Which
Combre
doesn't-
Healer, possibly.
But Combre Healer does both?
Yeah.
Like,
So this is a rather weak card. It's just ugh.
yeah.
Ugh.
Are there any cards that have Warp and Ambush? We'll see.
Yes. Absolutely yes. What else about this? Oh right. I mean, the name says Camp Physician, but she looks sort of normal, not campy at all. Really.
She looks.
Yeah, this is...
Yeah. She doesn't even look like a physician. She looks like a fortune teller.
Telling the
yes.
fortune of snakes vomiting poison or whatever the hell this is. Stare into the gas. No, deeper. Really inhale it. Now you're seeing your future. So let's see. What the hell? Snapping Brush Stalker.
Yep.
It's a very
Goodness.
excited dinosaur.
A
Wants to
4
give you a
power
hug.
5/4. That's kind of good. When an enemy spell is played, put it into your hand. Okay, specifically spell. So I guess they can't remove it with a spell.
But every spell is teleport.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mid-combat, you go to attack with this, and then your opponent...
Draws
plays-
2 cards.
Yeah, your opponent levitates, and this disappears.
You know what this reminds me of, but it's way less interesting? What's that guy's name? Everybody's favorite dumb EDH legend.
Norn the
for
Wary?
Mana. Norn the Wary.
Maybe I
Norn-
made that dumb deck.
Yeah, Norn gets things done, whereas I don't know what this does other than repeatedly trigger your
Norn
Dawn
doesn't
Walker.
do anything, though. Norn cannot attack. If he attacks, he bounces
Norn
himself.
Can attack. You get scared.
He's too
That's
scared
the
to
point,
attack.
though.
Yeah.
That's the point of Norn the Wary. And then-
No, this is not Norn the Wary. He's not.
This is like trigger your Dawn Walker. It's, I don't know, things.
No, I kind of like it. It's semi cheap and has side, upside down side. So
Your opponent plays Seek Power, and then you have to pay 4 more for your unit.
Ah.
okay, well, I guess you guys are down on him, and you can pass him to me, and I'll play him.
I will.
Yeah,
I
I'm
will.
interested in this card. I just don't know how to use it.
You can
yet.
keep your striped Aractodon, okay? Your guy
This
who's
is the one I want.
man. These being next to each other is kind of embarrassing, actually. It's like
I
get
don't
you a
know what-
dinosaur that can do both.
I don't know where 4-mana 4/4 fills in on the eternal curve. Because like 4-mana 4/3 is like a card you accept but don't want in limited.
Or the waterfront bouncer or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Burly
this
bouncer.
thing.
But
this
the
thing seems
dinosaur,
okay.
synergy.
Because like, okay, 1/1/1 I don't like. 2/2/2 has to have a keyword. 3/3/3 also has to have a keyword. Does
3/3/3 is
4/4/4?
I think 3/3 is fine.
I really don't like playing 2-mana 3/3s. Maybe that's just my Hearthstone hate of 3s bleeding into this game.
It might be because there are a lot of strong, or what are they called? Trained Armadons or whatever.
Well, they have keywords though. That's the thing.
Like I don't like the
They're-
ones that sometimes have keywords.
True. Well,
Okay,
I'll
this
play
is an argument I'm gonna have with you guys in Eternal card game until the end of fucking time. I'm sure.
the eternal. The
Oh
eternal.
no! The
Ba-ba-ba.
eternal argument.
Play this guy in limited.
God, we've been waiting for that to happen for a year.
Yeah.
Viper's bite! Oh no, the snake. The snake is biting that guy.
I again kind of can trip report this one. It's good.
Look at this guy's
Four
face.
mana?
It's 4 mana. It's fast is the only reason.
Yeah,
that
I mean,
this
it
card is real.
couldn't really work unless it was fast, right?
Yeah.
I guess if you're playing this with the 4 mana 1/4 flyer silence thing, then this thing is
Even 1/4, like
better.
I mean, I can only ever see this like as a 2-for-1, not in my favor, right? Unless I have Tower Top Patrol, which is already like fine.
Right.
But
A lot of
it's
the
also
times.
4.
A lot of the times it was either playing 1-for-1 and like my creature lives, yours dies, because it's like you were attacking with multiple creatures and I block with a 2/5 on your 3/3, or I was 2-for-1ing on a creature that absolutely I needed a 2-for-1 on, and I needed that 8/8 dead. Like I needed your Xenon Guardian off the table.
I can see that. Okay. Like in time, I guess this is as close to hard removal as we really get without Scorpion Wasp.
Right.
So that's okay. It's a trick. Death
It
Strike.
is.
Anyway.
Oh yeah, definitely like is part of the color it's in. You know.
All right, Amaran, Namara, Naraman, Banana Archaeologist.
Sergeant Beef Boy.
It's like,
This guy's very beefy looking.
he looks like he was 3D rendered for a Pixar movie and then painted over. He's got that like simplistic and very soft style to him.
Well, he's from Wreck-It Ralph too,
Yeah.
starring
He's-
Amaran
No,
Archaeologist.
is he the father of Wreck-It Ralph?
He's Ralph's brother who like dropped out of law school.
Oh no! That could be like the Snoopy thing where he has like this crusty cousin from the sticks.
Oh dear. What about Prospector Uncle?
Prospector Uncle. Well, he will play a sigil of your choice from your deck depleted.
This guy is kind of expensive for what his body is, but I guess that's
He's
the links you go
the
to
power
for card
ramp and the
advantage.
man.
Yeah,
He's all right.
he's all
Yeah.
right.
I'd honestly rather have Amber Acolyte.
Oh,
about
certainly.
100% of the time.
Most of the
But-
time, yeah.
He does basically draw a weak card. Get one of the 25 power out of your deck.
Then we have Awakened Sentinel. 5 mana 3/5 with Endurance and Warp. I think it's pretty good.
This thing did just fine. Again, limited card, not a constructed card.
Yeah, well, here's your difference, right? So we were talking about the 4 mana 4/3, right?
Mhm.
But this guy can safely attack into the 3/5, unless that 3/5 is named Steward of the Past, and then he can.
Yeah,
I
this
can't attack into Stewart.
this one I've played in draft, and it did a very good job of just gumming up the ground and
Yeah.
also being able to attack too if the opportunity presented itself. So
It's also a fine creature to cast Viper's Bite onto.
that all happened more than once.
But
Well, okay.
you get Alphonse Elric to come out of the sand.
I look
and
forward to that kind of stuff happening.
hopefully cast it off the top of your deck.
Hopefully.
So next up is a stranger who's bigger stranger.
Mm,
5 mana
Hello.
2/2.
beefy.
But he's really a 4/4 and makes everybody else kind of big. So that's scary.
This is a little taller than I think a lot of stranger decks want to be, but this is a very large amount of pump.
I don't know, man. I think if
it's just
I
fine.
think if you're doing any kind of if you're doing like a limited stranger deck, then I would agree with you. But then there's like the brew of a constructed stranger deck where your mainline guy is like 5 or 6. I think the one that makes him draw cards.
I guess I've seen and played some other stranger decks then, because all mine were like 2s and 3s.
Well, even in the 2s and 3s, I like this existing in the deck as the breaker. This is you play this, you double the power and toughness of your board. You know.
I mean, you could already do that in time with Xenon Obelisk.
Right.
I guess he adds a body on his own, so maybe that's the appeal.
So what if your Xenon Obelisk already gave +2/+2 and is also a 4/4?
That'd be pretty good, but with the drawback of making my opponent's strangers bigger.
And also
The real-
also can die.
Yeah, the real
Yeah.
drawback being is a creature. Still a
There's
strong
more
card,
relic
though.
removal, sort of.
You've
Ish.
tried.
Next
Sort
up is
of.
Beckoning Lumen, which raises the
Maybe-
question of sexual dimorphism in non-human species, but
Yeah, Bindi Spine.
Whatever.
They've added, since all the Radiants from the core set were all big buff dudes, they've added several that are sexy ladies.
that's a really questionable decision. I was all set to give Eternal like a thumbs up for most of its illustration, because they like in the first set there were like people who were identifiable as women, or they even had like female pronouns on the card, but they weren't sexualized. They were just sort of folk. It's like, yes,
guess-
okay, a woman with a gun and a hat would look like this. Sure.
I guess
Ugh.
to their credits, there's more Radiants who are like big buff shirtless dudes that are scantily clad than there are ladies who are.
I don't think it's necessarily a numbers game. Like you can't just subtract 2 from 2 and like get yourself to 0 in this regard. There's more to the equation than that. I guess I'm
suppose
talking
there
about the
is.
illustration rather than the card, because the card is obviously very good and
this
everyone
card's
is
very
going to
strong.
play it. And it's like, oh, what if I drew extra cards
Yep.
on
this is,
a reasonable body?
it's the fact that this costs 5 rather than 6, and also having 6 freaking power. She isn't competing with other cards that would be drawing cards like basically Mystic, the Ascendant. She's quite good.
So good luck cosplaying that one, I guess. Next up is Humbug Swarm.
So the look, the person, the man that is sitting there is the look on your face when your opponent casts this with Xenon Obelisk, and you're just, why are 3/5/5s in play?
I have a gripe with this card.
What's your gripe?
Play 3/1/1 humbugs. There are 5 humbugs in the art.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I guess
Do
they
you think
presume
this-
that you're going to be casting more than one of these, because you probably
Like,
are.
was
Does
this
it
card
get
just
downsized?
5/5/5? Yeah, did they get downsized to 3? Like, was this play tested as 5 mana? Make
So
5
just
humbugs?
okay. Just on its face, we're getting we're getting the same power toughness with plus side downside compared to Huru Fledgling, right? 5 mana 3/3 flying. So Huru Fledgling does not die to Lightning Storm. This does die to Lightning Storm. Huru Fledgling doesn't get like team pumps. It only gets singly, but this does. It multiplies your
Right.
team pumps.
Where Fledgling gets torched, this needs 3 torches.
Yeah.
I guess this has some advantages that might make it go into some like Praxis token stacks. Like they want to be casting spells as is, maybe. They haven't really decided on that yet. Benefits from your obelisk makes your your monitor huger.
Oh Jesus!
Right.
5 mana make 5 humbugs. Oh my god!
That'd be too dumb.
That would be
Yeah.
disgusting. But no, the card's quite good. Like, evasion's good. Have a big old team on your side. 3 creatures on 1 card is pretty
This-
good. There are a lot of reasons that's better than it might
Every
look.
version of this card that's existed in Magic, I'm saying the word, has been incredibly playable. So
Yeah, so for 2 extra power on your assembly line, they could all fly.
yeah.
And then you have a bunch of humbugs in the yard, and that's great. Bring back the humbug. Next up is Time Weaver.
Oh boy, I haven't seen this one.
5 power 3/4, double the cost of a card in the enemy player's hand.
She knows how to
sweet.
cast slow?
She can cast slow.
She uses one of those rods to cast slow.
Aha, that's how you do it. Now
One
I'm
of
a
them
big
she styles her hair with. The other one she casts slow with.
I'm a big fan of slow. I think it's great. I have a control deck with slow and the shadow hand discard one. Sabotage?
Yeah.
Just straight up sabotage.
Sabotage.
Sabotage and slow. So like on turn one, you get to know their hand, and then you can kind of line up the rest of your removal based on what you know they have. And you can also like slow essentially makes some cards worse than discarded because they will never ever cast them and it's stuck in their hand. They can't even like discard it to an effect or anything.
The last the last event, or not the last event, the event before that, the one that was monocolored, I played slow in like the mono time deck, and it's like, turn one I will slow, you're obliterate. That's never being cast. You know, like
Yes, and this is a chosen card. If it were not, it would say random.
yes.
So you get to see all their non-power cards, and then pick one that they don't get to cast, basically.
You have full info. I really like this because slow on a body is markedly different, and you can like imagine playing this just as as a body against a deck trying to channel.
Speaking of, this is a card intentionally costed and bodied to not go into a chalice deck. There's like a reason it's not like a 3-mana 2/1 or something.
Yeah, it might also be worth mentioning that creatures are more recurable than spells. So being able to like slow multiple times, and like you will not be as embarrassed. Slow absolutely fails on X spells. Yes, I have done that. It does nothing to the spell at all.
Any way that you think you could interact with an X spell in this game, you can't.
Yeah, it's weird and it blows and I hate it, but
we still have yet to see if the blue thing we'll see much later that cranks the damage up by 1 interacts with like fireball or channel. We don't know yet. That's like a kind of mistake we'll just have to figure out on our own.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I think it will, but I guess we have to see. But anyway, that's Time Weaver. I think she's good. I can see this going into constructed because it's a creature that lets you know the composition of your opponent's hand.
I did not know this card existed, and I'm excited by it.
It's pretty good. Then Waystone Infuser.
Oh, we're back to the Radiance.
Yep, back to Sexy Lady Radiance, which is just as groan-worthy as it was before, and always will be. But that's now the game we play. Thanks set 2 for that. Wait, this one has like hair that's body, and then this one has like extra. Is she wearing a wig? Like did she? Because all the Dude Radiants were bald, right? They had no hair at all.
Nah.
But now the sexy ladies need to have hair, but different illustrators have chosen different ways to show. Whatever.
If she wants to wear a wig, she can wear a wig.
That's fine. I'm not like criticizing her choices. I'm trying to understand the facts. So 5-mana 2/6 with a warp. Power. Fuck. 5 power 2/6 with warp. Your power cards have warp.
This is a kind of Oracle of Moldiah type thing.
Yeah, Corsor of Krufix was the one.
I don't think it can. Yeah, I don't think it can let you play extras. But being able to draw through your power is really good.
Yeah, and your power, again, as we've said with warp, it's like draw a card as like how the warp functions.
Yeah. So this is like 5 power 2/6, maybe draw a card, maybe draw more cards, which is kind of good.
2/6 is a high enough defensive body to like block almost anything, and we mentioned the looming specter of Chalice before this.
Yeah, this might go. This is I haven't decided if this goes into Combray or Chalice yet. It's a little. The expensive cards in those decks really want to be really high impact, whereas this is more like a small ball card that tries to eke out card advantage. I'm not sure. I'm not certain yet.
I think how much advantage it's going to give you in that deck makes it worth considering.
I don't know how much advantage it really gives you. I'll have to play with it, I guess, just to see. And you're looking at that.
So yeah, we are looking at Timekeeper because by the illustration, this is an ambiguously gendered person, which is fine. The voice makes the card sound feminine. So we're trying to call this a, yeah. It is a femme voice, and she says TikTok.
Yes.
But that's really all we get. So I guess Timekeeper is our standard, or should be, for what the Lady Radiants are like, which is way different from what we're seeing now. So I think that's kind of where we're at. Anyway, back to Hoozy, Waystone Infuser, who's just stupidly powerful, frankly, for what it does. You guys are going to get really familiar with this card in the near future, I'm sure.
I'm banking on this card being real, like just based on how powerful drop through your power is. So, anyway,
who's the terrible artist who is not Wayne Reynolds? Raymond Swanland.
No,
like
Swanland
Raymond.
is Sparkly.
Are you thinking of Steve Argyle?
Might be Steve Argyle, but I
Is that
the only two Magic artists that I ever criticize are Wayne Reynolds and Raymond Swanland. Swanland because he just puts a bunch of like little black jags in everything that he paints, and so like I swear to God, I was going to like mail him a Christmas gift that was just a box full of little black jags because I knew he liked them so much, but I never quite got there.
Yeah, I guess I'm too little information.
I skipped.
Rob Life.
I skipped a card.
Anyway.
I'm sorry. Pack Hunt.
Pack Hunt. You like double
Groverwhelm. Yeah,
This is
for
like a
literally
lame
double the
overwhelm.
cost.
Yeah.
Yeesh.
It's a lame overwhelm, but it's a common. So you
Wait,
can include
no.
this in your
I'm
limited
sorry.
deck.
This is triple the cost of Synchronized Strike, isn't it? Because the permanent one is 3.
Oh God, this isn't even fast.
No,
Oh.
this is an overwhelm.
Yeah. No, don't play this card.
Play one of them at most if you have flying creatures to kill your opponent.
Yeah. I think this is the kind of any port in a storm of limited, where it's just like I literally need one of this effect to win games sometimes.
Yeah.
And I guess illustration that features dinosaurs, who are definitely hunting these guys.
These are not the feathered dinosaurs. Not the other dinosaurs we've seen that are feathered. These are different.
Yeah, different dinos, non-feathered. Like this guy, who's a dinosaur. The 7/5 with Overwhelming Warp.
So
Hey.
So this is the card that makes me say that I don't think Awakened Sentinel is like a constructed card, because this is a construct. If you're doing like the big warp thing, this is a big enough thing that maybe it's considerable for constructed.
And I think I could just slot him into the Overwhelm tribal deck. See how that goes, right? Because he's going to bring back all of the Dawnwalkers.
Yeah,
That'd be kind of sweet.
This thing's pretty dang huge.
Rather large. Kind of weird in like a constructed sense, because usually like when you're paying this much for a creature, either like especially in time kinds of decks, you really want it to like do something right away or
Killer.
protect itself in some fashion. Whereas in this, you're really aiming for the card advantage angle. But it's a 7-power creature, so it really just has to hit your opponent like 3 times maybe, and you're golden.
Yeah, there is that. Like we haven't seen a 7/5, have we? Like we have some 7/7s in the game.
Yeah, we had a 6/5 for 5.
We
that
did
was
have
a towering.
Yeah, towering Terrazon.
Oh! I thought you were saying Pit Fighter. That's a 6/3.
Yeah. Pit Fighter was a 6/3.
Okay, but that dinosaur is quite good. Sentinel's Might. Oh my God, it's Megatron.
What the hell? Oh my God! What is Megatron doing
What is
here?
Megatron doing?
And he's fighting some guy in a red cape who's there for scale.
What is this anime dude?
Scale guy.
The anime dude has orange hair and a red cape. Like,
No.
He's staring up at Sentinel's cod.
Hey, this is Megatron going, give me the cube, boy. Your units
in my
get
chest.
your units get sword and heart equal to the heart you've gained this turn.
This card sucks. This is terrible.
Yeah.
This is a legend too. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow. I
Get this
mean,
after your lifelinkers have attacked.
yeah. I mean, the pump is permanent. The this turn refers to amount of health, I think.
Oh, okay. I saw
So
this turn and
right.
internalized this as a bad
I
overrun like
know.
the
I know.
two turns
It's like the
ago.
worst overrun. But
But
what if it were permanent? Like there are ways that there are pretty like in the deck where you build this, you can be gaining like 10 health on a turn or whatever, and then this is the breaker card of that deck.
Yeah.
I guess it seems like too much of a build up for too much of an effect. Like I don't need +10/+10 on all my units, like a permanent +10/+10 on all my. I don't need this. Like permanent +2/+2 is way reasonable, costs 4, and is much easier than this. This is a really big ask. I want this card to be good so bad because it has Megatron on it. Come on.
Yeah, like that's the actual draw here is seeing this card and Megatron has a giant thunderbolt and is ready to just spite some person.
Megatron turns all that blood you gathered into a lightning bolt that gives your team +whatever.
Right,
Is that the Matrix? Is that what gives you?
He's got the Matrix. Oh God.
You move like they do.
Oh Lord. But yeah, never pick this card. If you open it in a pack, I'm sorry. This is like the whammy of Legends.
Well, like for one, good luck getting that to work in draft. Like,
I guess if you pick this in draft, you're picking like the next rarity down of your choice for your constructed decks. Like just dust it and then remake it.
I want to make it work because it has Megatron on it.
All right, so next up is Voyaging Lumen, who's a common. Holy crap!
This guy's really strong.
6 cost 5/5 that makes a guy if you gained any life at the end of your turn. So a lot of the Life Force cards have the at end of turn clause, and the ones that do tend to be pretty good because you can gain that life any which way. You can attack with a lifesteal unit, you can play a Temple Scribe, you can do whatever during your turn, and if you at any time during that turn you gain life, you get the effect. The card does not have to be around to see you gain the life, which is kind of good. But yeah, I think in Limited I would play a 6 cost 5/5 just flat in most decks.
Much of the time I definitely would.
And then hey, extra guys.
And this guy... Yeah, go ahead, Jens.
I was gonna say I would want to. I don't know if I would play this. I would not play this in a limited deck without a way to trigger it. I would. There are a lot better options for like beef.
I don't think I necessarily saw any of those better options. I agree with you that like Towering Terrazon is a real dude, and I would much rather have that than this.
Towering Terrazon or the 7 costing 7/7 that has Empower Overwhelm.
I don't think I would want that guy over this necessarily. Like 7 is a lot more than 6.
In a vacuum where I literally have no life gain, I would want anything other than this card. But if I have ways to trigger it, then I'd feel a lot better about the inclusion.
So they put a lot of ways to trigger it in 6.
This guy
so it should be an easier ask than it used to be.
He's dressed like any given Rogadon in FF14.
He does kind of look like that, doesn't he?
Like he's got the straps going around his big muscles, his cod piece, and his funky hat. Just give him the Mr. Face tattoo, and you're there.
Yep.
Be pretty good. Yeah, I have no idea what the like world flavor of Radiance is.
Same.
They're black white.
Yeah, who knows? Anyway, moving on to Reinarch Hunt Pack. Just a 7/10.
Oh boy.
So yeah, this is the card that I was talking about earlier when I was like, yes, there is a card with Warp and Ambush. Yeah, he can just jump off the top of your deck. So this is it's an important teaching moment because the only way this card can function at all is if only you get to see the top card of your deck if it has Warp.
Right,
or
else
it can't be a surprise unless it does.
More cards to put on top of your deck with Nesting Avasaur.
Right. I pronounced what in a bad way. Reinarch? It has the Rhine and the Arc. I don't see the problem here. Rhinal is in nose. Arc is in, I guess, a horn. But
The horn goes in an arc
Arc's
shape, I guess.
maybe it's weird.
I don't know. The
Nevertheless,
710. There is a Dora in the Siege Tower effect in this game. So this guy could be like a 7-mana 10/10 ambush warp. That'd be pretty fun.
This it's odd that this is a card that like gets worse if you don't like. It doesn't ambush from your hand, so
Yeah, it doesn't.
You only have like the one turn to be like, please attack me. Like, otherwise you still play it at the end step of that turn, but
People in the chat are worrying over nothing. Yeah, Nesting Avisaur is what I think when I see this. I don't see this in like the Praxis deck. I see this in Dinosaurs, which is okay. They can use their mechanic in others. Like,
I see this occasionally destroying a game of Limited, and then
yeah. as legends are tend to do.
Yeah.
Really, that's the only thing I see it ever doing.
I would like to play
Big
this as a
dinos,
7-mana 10/10 though. Off the top of my deck, ambush.
7/10. What the heck? All right, last dude.
Big.
The Belching Behemoth.
Burp.
Which is
This is
This wants to fake being Polaka Worm to me, but it isn't.
kind of Polaka Wormy.
Yeah, okay,
That's sad.
here's the thing. This looks like a card that would just have Warp on it.
yeah. They
that
might have
cost?
taken it off. They were like, wait, no, we did too
Yep.
many.
We don't want warp and life gain, except for that one time where they
Yeah,
did.
we
what
have
they
too
do.
many. Yeah, oh man, if it has warp and life gain, it's got to be horrible, right? That's what Camp Physician has told us.
Right. This thing's huge, though. Like, as far as, like, impact when you do finally get to freaking play it in your game of Limited, because you're not playing this in Constructed.
Score token Nesting Avisaur works the opposite way than that. It reduces the cost by not making a cost. But
Well,
anyways.
they're combining the costs 4 than 5.
Alright. Well, anyways, yeah, this thing's expensive, but it will swing the life totals of your game around.
It's like,
Six
oh yeah,
inches
yeah,
of
okay.
size.
So when you're down to the wire and you have to draw 2 units or lose, instead you can draw this and like,
Yeah.
oh whoops,
This,
I have a
you're-
gigantic blocker and gained life out of range of your
Yeah.
like suicide attacker. So
This thing is an incredible top deck in those kinds of situations.
This is the card that, like... This is the card that is, like, the reason you always want to be playing Evasion, because you don't want to be, like, fighting these things on the damn ground all the time.
The time player.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to play it, but I know I'm gonna run into it and not be able to win the game once my opponent plays one of these. Yeah, and it's a common, so yeah, you can have pretty big boys in time at common. You could already have like a 7-mana 7/7. So like
Is Timekeeper common or uncommon?
I don't think I've ever seen Timekeeper in a draft.
Oh, that's not in set. Right, that's a fake card. I forgot that. Sorry. Some cards are fake cards.
You think they
Yeah,
would
I
put the fake cards in this set, but they didn't.
Well, they put 2 of them in.
Maybe we'll
forgeables.
slowly keep.
Yeah, I don't
get
understand I don't fully understand the rules of draft because you can't have any favors. You can't have seats.
And you can't have... There used to be just a couple cards you couldn't have flat, and now those are like in set 2 or whatever.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. What are the rules? I wish they would publish them. Okay, that's about as much talking as I can do about Eternal. We got through 2 colors.
I got their 2 colors.
Oh
Only-
lord.
Only so much more to do.
Maybe they made too many cards. We haven't even gotten to any of the ones that I hate. The ones that are
Ooh.
like things stapled together to make a card, and I'm like, this has no
Well-
internal consistency, synergy, or flavor. What the hell?
I think a lot of those end up like in the multicolor.
Yeah, because they didn't know what to do with their multi-faction cards. What I do kind of want to do is play one constructed game with my Dagger stash, Let's. Wait, casual exists? What?
Yes,
Casual
casual.
exists.
Oh my god. When
A
did that
format
happen?
Just when the patch launched, a format just for your decks that
Sweet.
that want to cast weird spells.
Yeah, I have 21 packs. I don't care. I don't want to open them. Can't cast this guy on time.
It's like how people were warning gens off from casting packs because they were about to become better. Like, no, don't open your packs. You might
Banner,
open
banner,
a duplicate legend.
Arse.
I appreciate the sentiment behind that warning, like wanting me to gain more value, but also I don't want to sit on that number for weeks and weeks and weeks, and you can't make me. Like,
I can sit on numbers for a long time. For instance, I have something like 30,000 dust in duplicate cards that I just...
well, dust is a different number. Like, I have looking at the number, I have 33,700 dust just waiting for me to want to build something.
Oh, this is sweet. Hey, buddy.
Oh, hey.
I know you don't have sweepers. You want to attack now? Oh my god, I don't think this could have gone better.
Hello. Oh my god, your dagger's gonna be stupid.
Willing to trade. Oh, whoops. Okay, we can have it both ways, actually. Whoa, what the hell? My mouse jigged over to the side. Thanks for telling me about Destiny for some reason. Hey,
That's
I have a bunch
happened
of
to me a
attackers.
couple times too, where my mouse jigged.
It just
Oh,
zipped
whoops.
to the other
So that-
side of
oh,
the screen.
Yeah, so it wasn't just I figured it was my mouse.
Buddy,
being
why did you
squirrely.
make that block? That's...
My opponent has played a foil
Okay,
Storm
goodbye.
Lance that looks really,
I'll be your
really
ocular.
weird. Like, it is
Ooh,
super
wait.
funky.
No. I know the better way to do this. Hold on. Concede out of your game. Let's challenge me really quick.
All right, sure.
Yeah, I think that is going to be enough for me. I
Okay.
will talk to you guys.
So I need a complicit opponent
Later.
sometimes with this deck. I love it, but it's not cohesive enough yet, and it needs some changes.
If I hit this, if I hit this button, does that do a thing? Oh. Am I in the
aha.
interface?
I heard an accept. Here we go.
Okay. Hi.
So basically, you have not lived until you've seen crowd favorite get Callus out of the deck. Oh man.
Ooh.
Can I keep
All right.
this? I think I can.
So hold on. Let me. Oh, let me pop out the chat so I'm not like seeing your hand.
Oh. Nah,
There
you
we
can
go.
see my hand. Whatever. This is a for fun's game.
Well, you're gonna have a complicit opponent here because Power 3 does not exist. So go nuts.
Hell yeah! Check me out. I'm attacking with my dude. Drawing sigils. I forget what power requirements I have in my deck. Pretty sure I have fire and time covered, so let's get Shadow.
All right, there we go.
Hey, sweet. Okay, let's not make... Dude. Dude.
Ha. And
Ooh. I'm a fool! I should have put it on my one cost. Ooh, sweet. Okay. This is good.
okay.
So that gets power number 6, which is very important in this deck. It also lets me flush my units into damage, so it's...
Oh, hi. Yes.
This is actually me firing on all cylinders. This rarely happens. It's a good one. I'll hit it.
Okay. Good.
I guess for once I'm not actually pulling the Callus out.
Right.
Let's
You already have
give
it.
him a Shogun Scepter, so we have even more dudes.
All right. Well, I can keep doing this for basically all day, so I will.
Oh wait, hold on. If I attack, with both of these, no, because you could just block the Oni Ronin. Take yeah. Let me just pop this.
Yeah.
I have stash in the deck. I think this is the best way to do it.
Uh-huh.
Aha! The war cry.
Oh no! The Warcry is gonna kill me. If that wasn't Warcry, I could live a turn. I really like
Oh,
this deck.
sweet. So there's the occasional dark return for, like, you know, crowd favorite, but in this case, I guess it's pulling back, I don't know, Talir's favorite or some nonsense, which is now a 2/4. You've seen the tricks. I love crowd favorite, basically. This guy rules.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey, I got an achievement even.
What, complicit opponent achievement? Is that a thing?
Kind of. Play with friends. Win a friend challenge. So because you challenged me, I got the gold. I think that's only ever gone in the other direction for me.
Excellent.
Anyway, so that's the deck I'm trying to tune. I'll look through more cards for that. We've looked through like 2 of the colors that it's using. And
We
I
have...
think the axe might come through. Like I currently have ornamental daggers in that deck because they can get occasional war cries, and being able to pull them back with smuggler stash is good. But they've been really awkward. So, so that's all for today for set reviews and bonus game.
Bonus game.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.